say something like about to do an interview with my boy Rich Moyes Diesel or Big Bro or some shit like that. Hey yo, what's up with it? It's your boy Truce Wayne. We out here at the Drake Diner. Get ready to do an interview with my boy Rich Moyes Diesel. Get it tuned.
Damn it, I'm thrown. Damn it, I'm thrown. Damn it, I'm zoned. Coming from the east, I was headed back home. Southside. Only hit my phone when they want some. Bitch, I'm trying to boss some. Had them stacks on me. Then pack it up. Swear the boy's daddy son. Ironic Cash told me that. Yeah. That was after summers in the heat and niggas wearing black clothes though. Bandana on they face, aiming at target, breaking window.
Alright, Truce Wayne.
What's up, man? What's up?
Hey, not too much. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. Looking good. Feeling good. It's the key right there.
Right. Excited about this new, your second part of the album coming out.
Yeah, man. It's been an exhausting journey to get here, but I'm excited, man. Like, putting out that first half of the album was kind of like a little taste, something to kind of throw out there, but the second half, and it brings the entire thing to fruition. Like, it ends on a good note. You know, all the work I put in and everything, all the years of leading up to this point, it'll all be worth it. You know?
Okay. Before we get way into the album, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from?
Man, born and raised from Des Moines, Iowa, man. Lived here as long as I can remember. Man, a little bit about me is just, man, music was not my first love. You know what I'm saying? It was basketball. I thought I was going to, you know, be an NBA player or something. That's, you know, me and little bro growing up, that's all we did. You know, stayed in the gym, night in, night out. And around probably 15, 16, I got to the point I was just like, man, that's little bro's dream. I kind of let him kind of, you know, take that, and I kind of was searching for what my next path was going to be. And music kind of fell in my lap, you know. Shout out to Trey 88, you know what I'm saying? My boy Trey, man, like, he introduced me to it, and man, I never put a pin down ever again. And here we are, you know. Culmination of a lot of work, a lot of thinking, you know, a lot of process. You know, it is a process, and I understand that. But one thing about it is I love it. I love it to death. And so I'm gonna do this till I'm old and gray in the face. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to Trey 88 too. That's your boy. Be making most of your beats.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, we've been doing this since we was 16. Dropped my first mixtape project, Young Purpose of a Hood Story. I was going by Purpose at that time, and man, there's a lot that I didn't understand. You know, there's a business side to it. I understand it, but man, it was like going into the studio for the first time. You know, shaking them nerves and kind of getting it. You know, understanding where my sound was, and understanding where my lane was. It was a dope experience. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jay Sims too, man. DJ Dribble Mouth. Shout out to him. He threw me in the studio as a youngin', man. He believed in me, you know, and man, I can't thank them enough for you know, allowing me to pursue this path. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Truce. Everybody is wondering, who is Truce Wayne?
That is a great question, man. Honestly, Truce Wayne is it's not even a person, to be honest. It's more like it's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like something you don't see. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like behind the camera. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. And what people, you know, I want people to take away from this right here is just like when you mention Truce Wayne, when you see Truce Wayne, I want it to be more like an entity in its own way. You know what I'm saying? Something like that'll live on forever, even when me personally, I'm no longer here. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to the music and putting that name specifically behind it, it was looking at it as like longevity. You know, I'm a huge Batman fan. And people always look at the character Batman, but they don't look at Bruce Wayne and like how, you know, he was a child that, you know, went through something traumatic at a young age and had to grow to become a man in his own way. You know, he had to find his route in life because his parents weren't there. Not saying that mine weren't, but there was a time where, man, I felt like I was alone. I felt like, you know, the music was the only thing that was there for me. I turned to friends more than I did family. And it's not their fault. It's more so just me wanting to find out and see the world for myself. You know what I'm saying? Kind of make my own judgment. And so Truce Wayne to me is more so like you know, a view at life. You know, a view at there's more to it than just, you know, what meets the eye type of thing. You know, always remember that.
Okay. How did you come up with the name Truce Wayne?
Man, well, like I said, it was, you know, culmination of things. It was, you know, Batman reference, but also truce, like just that word in general. It means like, you know, an agreement between two sides. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it was kind of like the person I was and the person I want to be, and kind of finding a middle, you know, between the two. You know, I'm not proud of certain stuff I did when I was younger, but it made me who I am today, and continues to shape who I'm going to become, the man that, you know, a lot of people see slowly starting to develop, you know, and it took a lot of time, it took a lot of mental, you know, and a lot of this. So, Truce Wayne is just, man, it means a lot, you know, but one thing is just the journey in my life, you know, and it means a lot.
Truce. Next question. What does this album mean to you?
Dude, this album, man, it represents, like I said, man, like my growing stages, you know, finally reaching a point of, you know, comfort, you know, where I'm comfortable, you know what I'm saying? I finally reached a point where, man, I feel like I'm really developing my sound. Like, if you listen to this album from the first 7 all the way through to the second half, you're gonna notice that I don't sound like nobody, you know, not just in, you know, the city, but I'm talking about in general. Like, I feel like my sound kind of speaks for itself. I don't sound like nobody. I don't try to sound like nobody, and I'm proud of that, you know. I don't have too many features on this project either. That's a big thing for me, but I'm always willing to do work with local artists, anybody. But just for this specific album right here, man, when I was manifesting it, it was just like, man, I just want to be able to show that growth in a different way. You know, I attacked this album real different. I spent a lot more time kind of on the writing side of it rather than, you know, finding beats and recording everything. It was really the writing. You know, when you go back and you break down all the lyrics and really understand what it is I'm saying, like you're understanding that I'm really just a man, like, kind of torn between himself. You know, it's really trying to find, like, the right answer, knowing that there is no right answer. You know, in life it's unpredictable, and that's the beauty in it. You know, it's unpredictable, and this album was unpredictable. You know, each song I feel like has its own identity, and that's a big thing. You know, you can listen back to all of them 5-10 years from now, and they'll all still have that same exact feeling to me. You know, I remember riding when that first 7 dropped, and I was driving around listening to it, man, I cried. Like, it just hit different. It did something to me, you know? And I was like, man, with the second half, I want it to hit even harder. And I feel like I did that. I feel like I accomplished that.
Okay. So, okay, Truce. The first 7 songs, right? I noticed the last song, I believe it was called Tokin Love Child. You had your father on there, and you was answering his call. He's in prison, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about that Tokin Love Child song. What is Tokin Love Child?
Well, it's the name of the album. How it came about, man, it was like I created it in the midst of kind of going through a combination of, like, self-doubt and overthinking. You know, there was a time in my life, man, where, you know, I was doing a lot of this, you know, and just a lot of stuff just wasn't making sense to me. And, you know, obviously being, you know, teen going into, you know, more of like the adult stage in life, it's just like a lot of stuff isn't gonna, you know, figure itself out in you know, the snap of a finger. But, you know, I went through my trials and tribulations like any other person, but man, Tokin love, it was just like, man, I went through a love phase, you know. I'm still kind of in love with certain someone. I don't gotta put a name out there, but it just, man, it triggered something that I couldn't put into words necessarily like this. And so I went to the one place I always been able to do that. I've always been able to get out how I feel, and it was through the music, and that's a token of you know, my what I feel is my talent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of giving that back to the world, like my pain, being able to turn it into something that's beautiful, you know. And you know, the child, you know, I feel like I'm still a child at heart. Like I still can joke around with friends and whatnot, and you know, I still like to, you know, go out and have fun. So I feel like I'm still an adolescent mind, you know, developing and understanding life to the fullest, you know. And you know, I got a lot of demons that, you know, I still, you know, here and there becomes a thing. But
so how does your dad fit into this song? Like, how did you come up with the idea to put that part in it, him calling from the prison and him saying them deep words to you about how he was proud of you?
It was, honestly, man, it was something that all my life, you know, you got to think, I haven't had my dad in my life for over 20 years. And that was something that I always wanted to hear him say. It was just, man, I'm just proud of you, you know, and have him understand, like, you know, the fact that he couldn't be in my life, you know, through, you know, certain things, you know, certain unfortunate situations. But, you know, the fact that what he did, it allowed for my mother to be here, you know, and for her to be in my life. And for that, I can't be mad at him. I forgive him, you know. And having him on the song and being able to have that conversation in a way, it was kind of like showing him, like man, even though you couldn't be there, man, just understand that, man, boy's alright. You know what I'm saying? Your son, he's thinking, you know, thinking with this, not with this. You know what I mean? And I'm just putting it behind something that I feel is positive. And at the end of the day, I feel like it's gonna mean much more, you know, when we get it to where I vision it going. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I remember, I'll never forget showing him the video and him crying. You know what I'm saying? Getting emotional. It's just a lot of built up emotion for all that lost time from these past 20 years. You know, and all of it being able to just be shown, and like I said, something that's beautiful, and something I can give back to y'all, and that's the music.
Right.
Me, my father, man, when I first met him, it was probably like the greatest moment in my life. And I'll forever be, you know, grateful for, you know, him giving me this life in general.
Not to interrupt you, but how old was you when you met him?
I was 21. And it was actually, it took a lot of thought, you know. I kind of sat back and kind of thought about it, but it took my mom to just be like, man, just reach out to him, write him a letter, wait and see what he writes back, and then go from there. And so I wrote him, and I just told him exactly how I feel, and sent him a picture, you know, and he wrote back in probably like 2 days, 3 days, and man, I remember getting that letter in the mail, man, and it just told me right then, like, man, it's time. You know what I'm saying? Because not gonna lie, when I was a teenager, I kind of threw it up in the air. I was kind of like, for what? You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't fair to him, you know, because, you know, there was a lot, you know, there's no blueprint to this, you know, being a parent too. It's like, you gotta understand, you know, it's not easy, you know, especially going through whatever it is, you know, with a girlfriend or a wife, you know, y'all trying to, you know, raise kids. It's just, man, you know, whole lot I had to learn, you know. Whole lot that, you know, talking to him, I needed to hear it from him, you know, so it just gave me a lot of closure, you know. And now me and my pops, man, we like this to this day, man. I love him to death, man. Shout out to him. Free my pops, man, for real.
That's what's up. Free my man. And how old are you right now?
24, man. Just turned 24 December 20th. And, man, R.I.P. Kobe, man. It's my Kobe year. You know, I trademarked it that, man. And it's just like, I got that mentality, that Mamba mentality, and I just want to, I'm not letting up. Man, this album right here is just to show y'all, like what I'm capable of, and just know there's much more on the way.
All right, got a whole lot more on the way.
Yes, sir.
So, Truce, not to keep you too long, I would like to know, how can your fans contact your music, like listen to your music? What platforms are they on?
Man, I'm on every social platform, you know what I'm saying? Instagram, Truce Wayne INTL, TruceWayne INTL. You know what I'm saying? That's for Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Twitter. My Facebook fan page is just Truce Wayne. Man, I'm on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all that. You know what I'm saying? Just, man, you can Google search me, Truce Wayne. All my stuff will pop up. You know what I'm saying? Man, any fans out there that don't know me, man, just, man, get a music to listen, man. Reach out to me, man. Also, we all hear the second half. Y'all listen to the whole album in a whole. I want to know what y'all favorite song on there, man. I'm telling you. Because I personally, I love all of them, but that's just me. You feel me? So,
Okay.
man, I want to say I appreciate my boy Rich Moyes Diesel coming through, kicking it with your boy, man.
All right, you already know this all day.
All love. This too.
But
Yeah, many more, bro.
But do you have anything to say to the Drake Bulldogs? We're in the Drake Diner.
Yeah, oh yeah, Drake Bulldogs.
Do you got anything to say to them Drake Bulldogs?
Hey, I know them Drake relays coming up. I will be there. Other than that, man, just keep doing what y'all doing, man. Man, I remember running track at the for Drake relays, man. That was probably back in like elementary or something. But man, just keep working hard, keep at it, man. One thing about Iowa, Des Moines, all that, man, we got a lot of heart here. You know what I'm saying? It's the heartland right here. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, I want to be that lifeline. You know what I'm saying? Keep that thing pumping. You feel me? So,
With that being said, shout out to Grandview College.
oh yeah, shout out Grandview.
That be holding it down.
On me. Hey,
Also,
shout out Lincoln High School. You feel me? Everybody, all my people's from there, class of 2015. Man, shout out East. Man, shout out Roosevelt. All of them, North, all my people. Man, I want to do a couple shout outs real quick, man. Like I said, shout out my boy Trey88, man. We're going to keep doing this thing. Man, shout out Mal, you know who you is, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy El Treco, Lonnie. Man, we got some more hits we got to do, bruh. Shout out to my boy Joe Sean, bruh. Keep doing your thing. Man, anybody I miss, shout out to my mom, yo. Shout out to my parents, bro, both of my parents. Man, just for, man, giving me this right here, man. I can't thank y'all enough. Everybody that supports the music, you know, supports what I'm doing, this movement we got, I can't thank y'all enough. None of this is possible without y'all. Just want y'all to know that, man. God bless.
All right, there you have it. Truce Wayne, Rich Moyne Diesel. We out.